Hey everyone, this is Pause or Repeat. Here we figure out whether a game is really worth your time and money. Today's game is Splitgate 2. Splitgate 2 is an arena-style shooter trying to follow in the footsteps of other series like Halo, Destiny, and Titanfall. The developers have said that they are heavily inspired by these greats and want to bring back their feel. Were they successful? Let's jump right into the gameplay and see if they were. The gameplay of Splitgate 2 is of course a first-person shooter. It actually feels most like Destiny's combat, but with different abilities per faction or class. Subsequently, it will also feel like Halo as a result, since Destiny's roots are in Halo after all. Of course, you've got the portal mechanic that Splitgate is known for, and you've got several different guns to choose from, ranging from assault rifles, SMGs, snipers, shotguns, marksman rifles, and pistols. But also some power weapons, which spawn in the map depending on the game mode you're in, akin to power weapons in Halo. These power weapons have the ability to quickly turn the tide of battle as they live up to their name. Speaking of game modes, however, there is no shortage of these. You'll have your typical arena shooter game modes like Deathmatch, King of the Hill, Domination, but there are also rotating featured game modes, a battle royale mode, and if that's not enough, there is a community server browser where you can play all kinds of community-made modes and maps alongside a lab with Halo Forge style map editing. Altogether, they've gone above and beyond what even the likes of Halo has done recently in regards to delivering options of game modes to choose from. So is there any story? There's enough for a premise at least, despite it being a multiplayer focused game. You get to choose from one of 3 factions playing in the Soul Splitgate League, a tournament where each faction competes to see who is best. The factions are Eros, Meridian, and Sabrask from Earth, Venus, and Mars respectively. But now the question still stands. Pause or repeat?
All right, Chris, we're going back to the glory days of getting pizza, going over to someone's house, playing some Halo 2 or 3. Oh, wait, we can't do that because everyone's online now. But that's at least kind of the feel that Splitgate 2 wants to bring back. And I don't know, did you feel they were successful, Chris?
Yeah, it does kind of come across like a LAN party back in 2006. I feel like Splitgate 2 is what happens when Halo, Call of Duty, and Titanfall all get thrown into a blender with portals, obviously, and then someone forgot to put the lid on. It's fast, it's chaotic, and whether you're chasing sticky grenades or throwing or falling through your own portal into a sniper scope, this game refuses to let you stand still or feel normal again. What would you say, Henrik?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely the first, at least few matches, especially because of the fact that they didn't really pair me with people of my same skill bracket. I was just in the zone, I was like, all right, I'm checking each corner. All right. Oh, there's a dude. Okay, there's another dude. I think I ended with like close to 95 kills one of the first matches. It was pretty intense. But
I felt
fun,
really good about myself when I won the very first game in the Battle Royale. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe I actually do got a career in esports. You know what I mean? I was really nailing it. And then, you get humbled really, really quick.
Oh, yeah.
So it is nice to have a skill ceiling in this game.
Yeah, and definitely the guns, they're pretty diverse, I'd say. I mean, I felt at first like maybe it was a little hard to discern what gun did what, but once you kind of get the feel and maybe you jump into some gun game modes to get a chance to try every gun, you get a little more comfortable with it, and from then on you're like, oh, okay, I know what gun they used on me, or oh, I know what gun I want that one.
Yeah, absolutely, Henrik. I feel like the gunplay feels like Master Chief went through military training with parkour experts. I mean, the portals aren't just gimmicks. You're going to want to use them. They are the difference between you becoming a highlight reel or what the hell just happened to the other guy that I just eliminated. Because it's really badass.
Really it is the deciding factor between what separates the boys from the men.
That's right. Come on now, because you're gonna find out real quickly as you start to get partnered up with better lobbies that randomly placing portals won't help much. But once you start using them with your actual brain cells, you're gonna become like a terrifying blur of jetpacks, bullets, and physics. And I love it. I mean, the movement is buttery smooth, and the momentum is king here, I would say. And just sliding downhill like you're like speed skating at the Olympics and blast out of corners and bounce through the map like it's your own personal bounce house, jetpack included. That's what makes the thrill of the ride that much more fun.
Yeah, the feel, at least from what I gathered from playing it, it feels most like actually Destiny 2's PvP, which if you've ever played Destiny 2's PvP, it's actually really solid. Some people it can be a little divisive for, but totally makes sense if they're going for, bringing back the feel of like Halo, because Destiny's got its roots in Halo. It's
And
Bungie,
a little mix of Apex Legends, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
definitely do get that vibe. Obviously, it's a little bit more ramped up, and obviously you're not going to
right.
die as fast as you do like in Apex
Yeah,
Legends.
yeah, yeah. But hey, you know what? I appreciate games doing the whole arena shooter thing because it's kind of a genre that has gone away in more recent years. And I love me some Quake, some Doom, some Halo. Love Titanfall. Unfortunately, that series seems to be dead at this point. And I
Yeah.
know for sure the developers feel the same based on just playing the game and seeing how they definitely got inspired by all those big series.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of really cool features that are in Splitgate too. Team deathmatch is now round based, so it's not just like who
Hmm.
shoots first and who flanks through a portal into your personal space without knocking. They
Yeah.
add in 10 game modes and a map builder called the Lab, which I think is a
Yep.
very cool feature to drop on day one.
Yeah. Honestly, more games need to do that where they
Yeah,
drop plenty of modes to choose from and then say, you know what? We did a good job, we feel like, but I know that you're going to do an even better as job than us as the gamers. So here are some tools to just go wild and make your own thing. You might have seen in some of those clips there, I was playing in Nuketown.
yeah.
That was just a community built map that someone had made, and then there was some browsers to play in, and I was
I
like,
know.
"Wow, this is in this game," and Halo can't do this
I
online.
think
That's crazy.
that's why PGA, like the 2K series. That's why it's always so cool to be jumping into like fan made golf courses, and I think that's why even like EA is kind of exploring how do we even bring that even to
Mhm.
FC, moving forward. And I think, oh my gosh, what an amazing opportunity that Splitgate 2 is offering for FPS shooters, because isn't that the whole thing that we keep getting sick and tired of when it comes to Call of Duty? Like just regurgitated maps over and over and over again. And I know even people are, celebrating a little bit with Halo Infinity, bringing back Halo 3 maps, but it's like, come
Yeah,
on, we need something new. So Splitgate 2 really opens the opportunity for a recipe for sweaty palms and glowing highlights. That's what I really, really love about it. But imagine if someone made a futuristic sports league and then hired an intern to design the uniforms. Like, yeah, Henrik, I understand that the map looks, slick, the movement animations are smooth, but the character cosmetics, I mean, how did
yeah.
you feel about this? Because
That
it was giving off-brand action figure energy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I took a quick glance at them, and I don't think I ever really wanted to look at them again because I didn't get excited by them. I was like,
Yeah,
you
I
know
could
what?
care
I'm
less
glad
to
I'm
look
not
at the
spending
store
money on
tab.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
exactly.
definitely expensive. It's still expensive. I know that they
Yeah.
addressed it before. They got a lot of backlash trying to sell a portal for $35. Guess what? I jumped on before we logged in live. You won't see that anymore. So they
Yeah, they
clearly
got rid of
addressed that.
that.
But they're not going to lower the prices anytime soon. They're going to charge it exactly like Fortnite and Call of Duty do
Hmm.
with, their cosmetics. But like, let's say for those two games, for example, Fortnite and Call of Duty are hosting Fashion Week while Splitgate 2 is still dressing in gym clothes from middle school. So they got to figure that out. They look like Marathon, okay? Like the DNA is like right there. So they need to mix things up just a little bit. And then when it comes to, the story, they don't really care. I mean, for their sequel
Yeah.
for now,
And I
at
mean, to
least.
be fair, they don't really need to care because it's really a
Yeah.
multiplayer focused game. But, if you're going to mention a story, the second
Until
I have
money
to go out of the
talks.
game, second I have to go out of the game to read about the story, you kind of lost me.
Yeah, and that never really worked for me with Apex Legends. I never cared. I mean, maybe I try to, check out the lore for like maybe the first two seasons, and then I'm like, dude, just
Hmm.
give me my character. I could care less.
Yeah.
Because in
Yeah.
the end, you are this faceless gladiator in space with a gun and a portal gun. That's the lore,
Hmm.
right? I mean, it's not deep. It's not supposed to be. So Splitgate 2 knows that you're not here to cry over cutscenes, right? I mean, you're here to
Yeah.
teleport behind someone and ruin their kill streak.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And hey, at the end of the day, did you have fun with it, Chris?
I did, but you know what? Before we even get into our verdict, I wanted to ask you this because I want you to be
Yeah.
honest with me. Like, do you think Splitgate 2 is the future of esports, or are we just watching default skins sprint through portals like it's a PE class in the Matrix?
Honestly, what makes an esport more than anything else is not the company saying, "Oh, we're going to make this an esport." It's the community coming
Mm,
together and making it an esport, because without the community, you're never going to have one in the first place. And between the kind of shaky start with some comments from the people behind the game,
yeah,
as
1047
well as,
games.
yes, as well as the cosmetics not really being that alluring, it's
Yeah.
going to be a little bit of an uphill battle for them to promote this as an esport. It really is going to be whether or not people really gravitate to it at the end of the day, and I don't think that people have really gravitated to it just yet.
Man, well, they're definitely missing out because the movement is so fluid. It might as well qualify as its own beverage. I mean, come on now, you got your own mocktail going on. But I mean, the portals actually make you feel smart. I love that feature,
Mhm.
even if you're just accidentally escaping death. Like, we can all admit that, right? But then
Yeah.
it may not be the most immersive shooter out there, but it's fun, it's fresh, and worth jumping back into again and again and again, Henrik. So Splitgate 2 is a repeat. What about yourself, Henrik?
I'm actually going to throw a curveball your way, Chris. I'm
Don't
going to
do
say
it.
this is a pause for me.
Why? Really?
Well, I do really enjoy a lot of parts about the game, but funny enough, when I was playing the game, I was like, you know what? This is making me want to go back and play Destiny 2's PvP all over again.
What, do you get motion sickness? Do you need to go back to Halo and
No,
like slow
no, not
things
even
down a little
that.
bit? Do you
Not
not
even
need
that.
a
It's
sprint
just
button?
it's inspired by Destiny, Halo, Titanfall, all that, but
Oh,
it's not
absolutely.
got the same identity because of that. And
Man.
that's why whenever I was like, for example, pulling out the Goliath pistol, I was like, this is literally just a hand cannon from Destiny 2. And if I want a hand cannon, I'd like to have my ace of spades
So you'd like
because
to
I
see
love
them
that
kind of
gun.
switch things up a little bit when it comes to the weapons, and maybe they might be watching this
Yeah.
video now,
I mean,
Henrik, and you might.
there's plenty of opportunity for them to develop the game further and bring more people to the fold, and maybe make me more interested in continuing to play this
I
game.
just
Whereas for now, it'll just be the side piece,
Yeah, I
really.
just love how fast it moves. I mean, it's so satisfying when you can run up on somebody and just do a close combat, kapow, and then jump back in your portal and just
Little
leave,
two
and then
piece.
and then just shut the portal off. Like, haha, you build your own portal and come back after me.